Now, I've been looking through the dictionary for a word that's always running through my mind. Though I love the name of brother, I was looking for an other, and I must confess that word I could not find. Can it be that all its glories are forgotten, that it's buried with the language of the Greek? Well, if it is, 'twill always linger in my memory as the first word that I heard my daddy speak. Saloon, saloon, saloon. It runs through my brain like a tune, yes, sir. Oh, I don't like cafes and I hate cabarets, but mention saloon and my cares fade away. Yeah, that's the note. Ah, saloon. Isn't that a lovely word, saloon? Spelled backwards, no less. What fond memories that brings back to me. It reminds me of the day my father walked into the living room and fell flat on his face. And my mother turned to us children and she said, "Ladies and gentlemen, your father is drunk." That was the proudest moment of my life. The fact that my mother had taken us children into her confidence. Because I didn't know he was drunk, you know. I thought he was dead. My father used to tell us some wonderful bedtime stories at night. You remember when your father used to tell you bedtime stories? His favorite bedtime story, remember, is the two drunks sitting by the seaside, and one would turn to his friend and say, "I bet you any money I can stay underwater longer than you can." And the other one would say, "Ha, how long can you stay underwater?" He says, "Oh, I don't know. I'll stay underwater about an hour." The other says, "An hour, you'll drown." He says, "Oh, you know the trick." He used to have he had a very strange sense of humor, my father. In fact, I remember one particular day, this one story he's telling. One day he was standing in a local saloon when suddenly at the other end of the bar there was a fellow who was leaning. He had his elbow. He was lying. Well, he was in a very neat pile on the floor. And his wife walked in, a very lovely, sweet young thing. She said to him very sweetly, "Well, are you coming home?" And he said, "See, how did you find me? I am not coming home." He says, "Well, if you don't come home, then I'm going to make a scene." He says, "I don't particularly care. I do not particularly care. I am not coming home, not, no. Not, never. I am not, no, never anymore, not, no. Not, no. Not anymore, never anymore, never. And I do not care if you make a scene. I do not care. I do not. Well, it went on like that for a few days, and finally she said to him, "Well, what do you want of me?" And he says, "Frankly, to leave. But as a second choice, if you have a drink with me, I will go home." So she turned to the bartender. She said, "Bartender, I never drink, but just to get him out of here, can I have a glass of whatever he's having?" The bartender poured her a double shot of straight gin. She gulped it down, turned to her husband and said, "How can you drink that horrible stuff?" And her husband said, "You see, and you thought I was out having a good time. Of a bar and a rail, a dime and a pail, saloon, saloon, saloon." Thank you very much. Now, of course, we have a request coming up. We requested it. Don't laugh, Norman. This may not go. At this time, we take great pleasure in introducing the internationally famous French singing star, Monsieur Michel Bleu. Ah, bonsoir, 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 bonsoir. Let's all get in the cab and go to the bonsoir. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I would like to sing for you a little French song. And this song is about a little French girl whose name is Valentine. And Valentine, she is the girl. She has teeny little feet and a teeny little waist and teeny little shoulders. She is girl. She is very much in love with a French boy. She's very much in love with this boy because this boy has a broken nose, no teeth, no hair. He is gorgeous. They are very much in love, but one day they have a fight. He punched her in the nose. She hits him in the eye, and the eye turns black and blue and yellow and green and little beige on the side here. This eye, it is gorgeous. They have a fight, and so she goes his way, and he goes her way, because they have a very big quarrel. And what happened in the quarrel? She said to him, I have mad with you. I am with you so much mad with on like you two that I hope you no more on with me to speaking with anymore for because I have on you so much mad with to you on anymore. Yet. And he say to her, who you are with me to having mad on with when I have on you 2 times more mad for you than you could have with me if you were me so much mad like I have to you on for anymore because and she say you have me 2 times I have you 4 times 2 times more mad with you on than you could have with me if you were me 8 times 4 times 2 and he say I have you pi r square root of 9 so much mad this conversation is gone and so they part and they don't see each other for 20 years. And 20 years later, he is strolling on the Grand Boulevard in Paris. He's a married man now. He has gray hair. He has a family. He is savoir-faire. He is debonair. He is old. And he's strolling on the boulevard. He is, how you say, je dis voir, monteneur, son je I'm a promenade sur le boulevard, la hunt broads. He's strolling, bonsoir, mon chéri. Bonsoir, vous and moi, la date. No, la date, la miserables. He's walking on the boulevard when all of a sudden a very fat lady jumps at him and she hollers, hello, darling, how you are? And he say, why? Who you are? And she say, you do not recognize me. You do not know who I am. My face is not family to you. And he say, look, according to the Napoleonic Code, if I asked you who you are, you got to tell me who you are because I don't know who you are anymore. Because. And she say, I am Valentine. And he say, oh, my God. You are not Valentine because I remember Valentine. She had teeny little feet. She had teeny little waist. She had teeny little shoulders. She was gorgeous. And you are not gorgeous. This could not happen in 20 years. The Roman Empire took 200 years to crumble, and it looked better then than you do now. You have become, and this is the song. Oh, elle avait de tout petits pétons, Valentina, Valentina. Oh, elle avait de tout petits tétons que je t'attends. Dans ton ténèbre, avait un tout petit menton, Valentine. Valentina, outre ses petits pétons, ses petits tétons, son petit menton, oh, elle était frisée comme un mouton. Oh, on se rappelle tout, je s'appelle, mon chéri, j'avoue, that you're miserable. Ooh, in the eyes, get out of here. 20 years later, he's on the boulevard. Ah, bonsoir, mon chéri, la date, no, la date, la miserable. Bonsoir, who's this fat broad over here? I don't know. Oh no, Valentina. Oh, elle avait de tout petit téton. Avait un tout petit mélange de quoi, une grosse dame avec la Valentine. Outre ses petits pétons, ses petits tétons, son petit menton. Oh, elle, get out of here. Thank you very much, music lovers. And now I'd like to inform the audience that I've been very fortunate. You are now looking at a man who just found out that he owns one of the largest subways in New York. I just found out this afternoon. I was very surprised to tell you how I found out about it. I was standing in the subway and I noticed a large sign that says, "This is your subway." In large letters it said, "This is your subway," and little letters it said, "Keep it clean." See, one sentence they make you a millionaire, the next sentence you're a janitor. So I was lounging around in my subway, throwing paper on the floor, gum, wrappers. I don't like a clean subway. I like a subway that looks lived in. I was sitting on one of my benches. I had my feet up on my seats, saying hello to my guests as they were walking in and out. I was lighting my second cigarette when suddenly a policeman who works for me hits me with a club that I bought. I walked up to my change booth. I wanted to see how my receipts were. The fellow in my change booth was sitting with a little feather in his hand. I said, "What's the feather for?" He said, "Well, when anybody leaves their change behind, I use this to tap on the window to attract their attention." Thank you very much, Norman Paris.